morning. Hello there. Let's get your week started off just right. The right mix of news and conversations. Now, whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on and join the chat. Hello, I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day!
Welcome back!
Thank you. It's great to
How
be
was your
back.
trip?
It was fun. I flew in this morning. So,
Okay. Grabe,
literal,
straight from the airport.
ligo, diretso dito sa studio, konting iglip. But, it's fine. It's because, syempre, na-excited ako bumalik. I was in Vietnam for the past few days with family. And dyan ko na-realize kasi, it's rare that we actually have a chance to get together.
Like a family trip?
Oo, kasi I think the last time was, I believe, 2022. And that was
Oh.
local.
Okay.
So we didn't get the chance to go overseas. Last time we went overseas was probably pre-pandemic pa. So, when my dad decided na, okay, may free time ako ng konti. Talagang rush talaga to book something somewhere. So, we went to Da Nang in Vietnam. And grabe, masaya siya. Very, very
Aw,
touristy.
so
But
nice.
then, siguro yung family time talaga, yun yung importante.
So this was just purely vacation, no work
purely
at all?
vacation, no
Oh,
work.
nice.
But syempre, nag-monitor pa rin ako. I watched via Facebook where you could watch also.
Yeah, I know,
Diba?
where you missed yourself.
Yes, I missed myself.
You missed yourself for 2 days on the show.
Yes, I mean, like, hey, kudos to Monique and kudos to George for doing a great job. And of course, thank you so much for keeping them company kasi grabe yung engagement kapag wala ako.
You know what? That's true. We got an extra number of messages during those 2 days that you were
Yes.
away. But you know what? Since you're back, we have a special surprise for you. Let's go watch this.
Say I'm a bit salty because if you go
Why?
to the treehouse where our office is, it says Monique gone forever.
I did
We
not
are
write
back
that.
today.
You know I did not write
I
that.
know who wrote it.
Yes.
Someone who's not here. Baka siya yung hindi babalik forever kasi nandito na ako.
Oo, guys, kasi if you watched the episode yesterday, so nag-walk out si Paolo de
I saw
Rosario,
that.
Diba?
And pasok Monique Tuzon.
Yeah, so nag-walk out na siya for good maybe, and you...
Okay, goodbye, Paolo. Doon ka na. Where's he in Da Nang? Okay, stay there.
Gone forever. Okay ba sa'yo yun, Pao?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am back.
He is so back.
I am so back. Yung B stands for Bilyonaryo and nakabalik na po ako. Of course,
Kaya kasing mag-bakasyon.
we say that now, ha? We say that now.
Okay, fine. Pero wait, there's more.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
meron pa.
watch this. Ay,
Wala na.
Wala pa raw. Ay, sayang. Later. Okay, before we move on to that,
Okay.
let's first invite our listeners and viewers to join us. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. You guys can like, share, and comment. We have the link. You can see
Yes.
it on your screens, or you can just type away Bilyonaryo News Channel to find our social media links. Please do send your messages our way if you want to welcome Paolo back on the show. Finally, you are here, Prof. Pao.
Yes.
Ayan, nandito na si Prof.
We have to outdo yung amount of engagement that Monique had. Kasi sabi
And
niya...
George.
And George. Yung
Yeah.
dalawa combined. Okay? If we can all come together and, tulungan niyo po
Yes,
ako.
please. Oo.
No, but yes, it's first of all great to be back, and of course available worldwide. I was watching from Vietnam. We have friends from London who watch typically, friends from
yeah.
overseas as well. So
Yes.
wherever you are around the world, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for watching us. Remember, like, share, subscribe na rin, and of course we have a jam-packed show. We have a very healthy show today.
Very
actually.
healthy show today. First up, for first part of Health Matters, we are going to be talking about World Patient Safety Day that's happening on September 17th.
Yes.
So we got a doctor joining us for that. And also towards the end of the show, we got part 2 of Health Matters, where we are going to be talking about rhinoplasty.
How to keep your nose safe, diba? So, or
Usong-uso
improve on
kasi
it.
ngayon yun
Oo.
di ba? Nagpapaayos ng nose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
So we'll talk about that
always
later.
space to be nosy about
Nosy.
it. But of course, later on, this Weather HQ, we also have someone from the DENR coming on. We're going to talk about yung mga partnerships for sustainable forestry, which is interesting kasi when I was doing some research on it also involves the use of charcoal, which para sa akin, very counterintuitive. But of course, the DENR is trying to boost partnerships to make it more sustainable because syempre, yung forestry also plays a big role in preventing floods and of course, keeping us safe, especially during extreme weather events. So tignan natin what the DENR has planned later on. So
I love our show. Very informative today.
Very, very informative, very healthy.
Yes, very healthy as
for
well.
you and your nose.
But before we move on, ito na. Another surprise for you because you are so back. Let's watch this, guys.
Hi, Paolo del Rosario. Goodbye, Paolo del Rosario.
A new professor has taken over,
Yes.
Prof. Pao. This one's the real professor.
Diyan ka na, magstay ka na lang dyan sa Vietnam for good. Hindi, joke lang. Baka awayin ako ni Paolo pagbalik niya dito.
Ang daming nagbabay sa'yo, Paolo.
See you, George. George. George, you watch it, my friend. No, but I love George. I'm so happy. You know what? He's always. I've been working with him for so many years already. That's how old he is. When I've worked with George for quite some time.
Teka lang, medyo natigilan ako. Parang that's how old he is, pero I'm older than George. So parang, okay. Teka lang, may nag-welcome back sa'yo on YouTube. Welcome back, Prof.
Ayun,
Pao.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But yes, he is a professor in my alma mater, so he gets a pass. Diba? But of course...
So he's the real one. He's the real professor.
Legit na professor
Yeah.
siya. Oo. So again, I'm really grateful that Mo and George were able to come in, were able to, fill in the spot, and of course, keep the show rolling. And of course, George, usap tayo mamaya.
Ganun. I see you, George.
I see you, George.
I
I
see
see
you.
All right. So let's see if I remember how to do this. I think we start off with the traffic.
That's
first.
right. Let's check the situation in major roads at this hour, guys. Here's a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. Left side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Pasay City. Light traffic as of this hour. On the opposite lane, the right side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. Light traffic there as well. Now, this time, let us take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens, are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. We're seeing light to moderate traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side of your screens, vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that area. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's a Monday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 1 and 2 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And another heads up for motorists. There is a possible mixed fuel price movement this week. The Department of Energy is expecting the price of diesel to increase by 50 centavos per liter, while gasoline may go up or down by 10 centavos per liter. Kerosene so far is expected to stay the same. The DOE cites continuing geopolitical tensions as the reason for the price hikes. And it's time to check out today's weather forecast with Paolo on Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the two weather systems that are teaming up to influence the conditions across our country. First off, let's take a look at a low pressure area. Now, as of 3 a.m. today, the low pressure area was spotted just west of San Jose in Occidental Mindoro. Now, according to Pag-asa, this LPA is unlikely to grow into a tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours. However, it will still bring cloudy skies, scattered showers, and thunderstorms that will be over Ilocos, the Cordillera region, Central Luzon, Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and Western Visayas. Now, locals are warned of possible flash floods or landslides as some areas may experience moderate to heavy rain, so do watch out for that. Now, the other thing we're watching out for is up north, the easterlies will continue to blow, drawing in moisture that will soak the Cagayan Valley with cloudy skies and scattered rains. Now, elsewhere in the country, though, you can expect sunshine that will mix with patches of clouds, but isolated showers or thunderstorms could still develop later on in the day. Now, with all that considered, let's take a look at our sea conditions. There are no gale warnings in effect, so generally it is safe for everyone to head out to sea. Now, in extreme northern Luzon, though, you can expect moderate sea conditions due to the influence of the easterlies. Now, over the rest of northern and central Luzon, seas will be light to moderate. However, small boats and motorbangkas should still take precaution as the nearby low-pressure area we mentioned this right about here may affect sea conditions. So, for the rest of the country, light to moderate seas will also prevail. Now, wherever you plan to travel, make sure that you are prepared so you can safely enjoy your time at sea. Now, that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now, on to our top stories this morning. House Infrastructure Chairman Terry Ridon has taken a firm stand that the State Witness Protection Program should be closed to the Discayas. According to Ridon, the program only applies to those who are not most guilty in a case, and there is no reason for Curly and Sara Discaya to be a part of it, as they themselves admitted to colluding with DPWH officials and congressmen involved in the flood control scandal. Ridon adds that the Discaya's reasons and statements are inconsistent and lack actual evidence. So aside from Congressman Terry Ridon saying that the State Witness Protection Program should be closed to the Discayas, Senator Tito Soto and Senator Panfilo Lacson, they also share the same sentiment that they mustn't allow the Discayas to become state witnesses because first and foremost nga, they are not parang not least guilty. That's not the right term pala to use. They should not be the most guilty.
Most guilty, yeah.
Yes. And also, I believe they should also be returning the money that they got from all the anomalous projects, all the scams, before they become state witnesses.
But of course, syempre, there's a lot of accounting that needs to be done,
Yes.
to be quite frank, because it has been a long period of time when it comes to yung mga projects nila.
2016, I
Yes,
believe it
2016
started, right?
was
Yeah.
when it started. But of course, syempre, if you take a look at their operations even before that, you also have to consider what has been done in the past as well. Kaya we'll see how this develops because it has become a big talking point.
Yes.
Yung pagiging state witness nila, and of course the protections afforded it, especially with the threats supposedly that are being made against them. So in terms of yung safety nila, in terms of yung development of this particular issue, I think makakita natin on how the reactions would be because I'm sure yung security nila is also something to be considered as
The
well.
problem kasi with the statement from the Discayas,
Yes.
ang daming inconsistencies.
Tama.
Compared to the statements from, who is the other witness? Si Bryce.
Yes.
Bryce Hernandez.
Bryce Hernandez.
At least all his admissions may kasamang resibo, may photos, may messages,
Yes.
right? So sa Discayas, medyo may inconsistencies, and that's the reason why these lawmakers, senators, they do not agree with making them state witnesses.
Unfortunately for the Discayas, if you remember yung very first hearing, they have been consistently inconsistent
Yes.
throughout the time, even minutes apart.
Yeah.
Magkaiba yung statements nila. So again, we will see how this develops further, especially because they have named names
Yes,
already
that's
in
right.
the process. So moving on, Malacanang reiterates that there will be no sacred cows in the probe on the flood control scandal. The Presidential Communications Office stressed that even former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan will be investigated. PCO cited a business connection reportedly bagged more than 2 billion peso flood control projects. Senator Panfilo Lacson also pointed out that the daughters of Bonoan and Maglanque hold executive posts in MBB Global Properties, another company owned by Mayor Maglanque.
Gaya ng paulit-ulit na sinabi ni Pangulo, walang sasantuhin dito. Kahit kamag-anak, kaibigan, kaalyado, there will be no sacred cows.
Well, again, no sacred cows. Strong wording.
Yes.
When you take a look at this, but then this is another issue that some people are worried about. If you
that's
are
true.
particularly close to the administration or you have ties, syempre, the question is, yung mga kaalyado ba ng administration or whoever is in power, will they be spared? Pero ito, yung no sacred cows is already a statement in itself.
We will find out eventually as the investigations progress kung talagang walang sasantuhin si Pangulong Marcos Jr. But I am looking forward to the next Blue Ribbon, Senate Blue Ribbon hearing or committee hearing. There, pinagpapalit ko yun palagi. But anyway, that is scheduled on Thursday and it's going to be the first time that Senator Panfilo Lacson will be heading it. So, malalaman natin if there are going to be more revelations. You know, over the weekend, I don't know if you were able to catch this news item, pero merong fake news na lumabas na there was another shakeup in the Senate.
Yes, I heard about that, yes.
That si Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano is apparently the new Senate president now. But of course, we already talked about this on agenda yesterday na fake news yon. And also, Senator Panfilo Lacson has released a statement na ano nga yun, fakey breaking news ang description niya doon.
Yes,
But you can
yeah.
see parang these desperate moves, no, to make sudden changes again. It makes you wonder, sabi nga ni Senator Tito Soto, ano kaya ang ayaw nilang makita, ayaw nilang mangyari on Thursday's Blue Ribbon hearing.
It's going to be very interesting. And of course, can I just credit Senator Lacson because he has been using terms I did not expect him to use.
Yeah, no. Fakey breaking news.
fakey breaking
Complete with
news.
the achy breaky heart song.
Yes,
ha?
yes,
Sa post
exactly.
niya.
I mean, again, it has been it has been entertaining at least from
Yes.
that point of view. Pero syempre, seryoso yung usapan. Even his pun on BGC, on the Bulacan
Yes.
Group of Contractors, na galing Hill Street daw, hindi High Street.
Yeah.
Also tickled yung wit ko. Pero apart from that, syempre, seryoso yung usapan. And it's nice that mas digestible siya in that
Yes,
way.
that's true. So we will be looking forward to what's going to happen on Thursday on the next Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing. Now, moving on, Father Jerome Siciliano, spokesperson for the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, says he isn't satisfied with the Senate hearings on the flood control scandal.
Hayaan nating maglahad ng nalalaman nila ay itong mga resource person. Kasi ang point natin dito, yung mga yan ay na-involve talaga sa corrupt practices. Alam nila yung kalakaran, alam nila yung sistema, alam nila kung papaano na pagnakawan talaga yung kaban ng bayan. Ang nangyayari kapag mag-uumpisa na maglahad, mukha yatang may ilan ng mga nag-iimbestiga na nag-i-impose ng kanilang mga di umano'y nalalaman din. Kaya nga iniimbestigahan natin yung mali hindi yung kumbaga yung dapat. Nakita ko, napanood ko na parang yung sasabihin nitong mga nag-iimbestiga, di ba dapat ganito ang ginagawa? Di ba dapat ganyan ang ginagawa? Mali nga yung ginawa nitong mga involved. Kaya yun ang pakinggan natin, yung maling ginawa nila.
In an interview on BNC's Agenda Weekend, he complained of senators not giving those involved enough time to speak with repeated interruptions. Father Siciliano also stated that as of now, the CBCP has no plans for direct involvement in the rallies and protests amid the flood control scandal, but adds that bishops may involve themselves on an individual level.
Palagay ko kung pag-uusapan natin dito, Catholic Bishops Conference of the Philippines, mananawagan, baka wala naman. Ang mananawagan siguro dito, mga ilang obispo, mga ilang leader ng simbahan. And in fact, gano'n na nga ang nangyayari. May mga ilang obispo na nananawagan na sumama sa rally sa September 21. But it's not the whole conference. So to be fair, ang pinapakita natin dito ay meron talagang mga concerned na mga Pilipino na galit na sa mga pangyayari at sila ngayon kahit hindi mo tawagin, kahit hindi mo naman sila anyayahan, ay parang nagkakanda kumahog na talagang lumabas ang lansangan.
Transport Group Piston will hold a nationwide transport strike on September 18 and 21. Piston National President Modi Floranda told BNC's Agenda their group joins calls to hold accountable corrupt officials and other personalities involved in the flood control scam. He explains that everyone suffers every time flood hits different parts of the country.
Sa atin ay ang panawagan po natin ay hindi lamang ito para sa interes ng mga driver at mga operator, kundi para sa interes ng ating mga mamayan sapagkat ang nagsasaper dito sa matinding grapeng korupsyon ay yung ating mamamayang Pilipino, dahil alam naman natin na sa ngayon ay talagang simpleng ulan lamang, yung pagbaha ay talagang nasususpindi yung kabuhayan ng ating mga mamamayan, hindi lamang po ng sektor ng transportasyon. Kaya umaasa kami na mga mismong commuters, mismo yung ating mga mamamayan ay makikibahagi dito sa magaganap pong pagkilos natin.
I was able to interview Kamodi last night on Agenda Weekend, and he said that the transport strike, which will start September 18, could be extended until the 21st. Kasi nga sasali sila dun sa the mass protests against corruption that are scheduled on the 21st. And it's not just Piston that's going to have a transport strike. Manibela also announced na meron din silang nationwide transport strike. Sa kanila naman ay 17, 18, and 19. So medyo magkakasabay ito.
Yeah.
So for our viewers, if you are a commuter, diba, medyo mag-ready tayo for possible scenarios like on these particular dates, medyo mahirap sumakay kasi tigil pasada nga. So at least, the commuters are prepared for
Yes.
what's going to happen on these respective days.
Yes, from what I understand also is that kapag may transport strike, some places of employment, some offices, some schools even, they actually cancel
Yeah.
their classes or their work, or considering yung mga transport strike nga, that would make it almost impossible for some people to reach their place of work or wherever they have to study. And of course, apart from that, a lot feels like it's leading into yung the 21st, which again remains to be seen on the scale. And
Yeah,
of course, syempre, you look online, there's so many different takes of what that would actually be, how it
Yes.
would look like. It'll be very interesting to see just how that protest will shape up to be. Of course, now we have to move on here. The Commission of Elections, has confirmed that Gabriela Women's Party List will return to the House as the 64th party list representative. Chairman George Garcia said the move meets the constitutional rule that 20% of the chamber be party list seats, even if this slightly exceeds the target. First nominee Sara Elago welcomed the decision, vowing to push bills strengthening laws on anti-violence against women and children, anti-rape, divorce, and SOGI equality. Garcia says the formal resolution will be released this Wednesday.
Now, in world news, crowds filled St. Peter's Square in Vatican City on Sunday as Pope Leo XIV celebrated his 70th birthday. Pope Leo thanked all the faithful who had come to Italy from all around the world. The pontiff, whose real name is Robert Francis Prevost, was born in Chicago on September 14, 1955. In other news, U.S. and Chinese delegations have wrapped up their meeting to discuss tariffs, TikTok, and the economy. This marks the fourth time in 4 months that the delegations have met in European cities to keep the U.S. and China relations from collapsing under Trump's tariffs. Still, trade experts say there was little likelihood of a substantial breakthrough. The talks, which is set to resume tomorrow in Madrid.
Now, moving on to sports in Germany. Germany stunned Turkey to win 88-83 the Eurobasket title for the first time since 1993. Dennis Schroeder sank a late jumper and 2 high-pressure free throws to seal the thrilling victory, backed by tough defense from Isaac Bonga. Turkey led by 6 at halftime but couldn't hold off Germany's second-half comeback. Earlier, Greece edged Finland 92-89 to take the bronze. Now, sad news in the world of boxing. British boxing legend Ricky the Hitman Hatton has died at 46. The World Boxing Association confirmed on Sunday. Police in Greater Manchester said his death is not being treated as suspicious after his body was found at a home in Hyde. Hatton, a 2-division world champion with 45 wins in 48 bouts, famously defeated Australian Costa Tzu in 2005 before high-profile losses to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. On Instagram, Pacquiao said he was deeply saddened by Hatton's death and praised him as both a great fighter and a kind man.
All right, now here's our first cup of tea for today. Netflix has released the first trailer for The Witcher Season 4. in the dark and things for this one because we are so used to seeing Henry Cavill in that role and then now being replaced by Liam Hemsworth. So, we'll see.
As a big fan of the video game series of The Witcher, Henry Cavill was perfect kasi he was also a dork.
These stars are gathering for this year's Emmy Awards in Los Angeles. Hit series Severance leads the nominations with Adam Scott and Britt Lower up for lead acting honors. The workplace thriller centers around corporate employees who undergo a surgery that separates their work and personal memories. The Emmy Awards is hosted by comedian Nate Bargatze. About 26,000 Television Academy members will vote on who takes home the night's biggest prizes. Yee-hee. Another thing to look forward to, I always like watching out for the winners.
Yes.
Especially this year, we have all our favorites in there. We have Nobody Wants This, The Pit, what are the other shows? The Last of Us. Yeah, so we have all these favorites nominated for this year's Emmys.
Yes, absolutely. The Pit, I have to admit, it was surprisingly really good. I did not expect it to be that good.
It was so good.
Oo.
And talagang hindi mo siya titigilan.
Oo.
You're gonna watch it from, you'll want to binge.
Yeah, it also helps sa may mga Pinoy doon. So,
Yeah.
mga Pinoy nurses,
That's true,
right?
the
So, and
nurses, yes.
nagtatagalog rin. And so, yeah, it was really fun. But of course, let's see what happens in the Emmys because me personally, I think Severance has been one of the standout shows in general. Grabe yung concept, grabe yung plot, and of course, very
Hindi ko
well done.
mapanood yung Severance.
You should. It's great.
Yeah,
The
because
first
it's on
season,
Apple, right?
Yes, the
Apple
first
TV, okay.
season was filmed during the pandemic, so they had to film it with so little people. So I think like majority of the first season, I think you only see 4 or 5 people on screen at a time. Grabe, it's really well done. It's just really well
So
done.
to our viewers, can you teach me on how to watch a show on Apple TV if I don't have Apple?
Let's see.
Hindi ko alam kung paano and I really want to watch Severance.
Okay.
So anyway, our final cup of tea for today, a UP Los Baños student became the first ever Bilyonaryo Quiz Bee Millionario.
Wow.
22-year-old Ian Kurt Landicho took home the 1 million peso grand prize after besting 2 UP Diliman students, Chris Alvarado and Neil De Jesus. He ended the competition garnering 41,000 points. Ian is a third-year agricultural biotechnology student. He previously won the National Science Quiz Bee. Woo! And you
I
guys
like-
should watch out because this week,
He's guesting.
Ian Landicho is going to be here on the show.
I want to ask him what he does not know. Diba? But of course, again, congratulations.
Oo nga, no. Tanungin ko kaya siya ng mga, I don't know, like maybe local chismis.
Local-
Oo.
Pala yan yung specialty niya, no?
We'll
Oo.
see.
Yeah, but then
But congratulations. Oh my goodness.
I really enjoy watching Bilyonaryo Quiz B. You guys should also catch it, even the older episodes on our socials. Kasi grabe talaga, Bilyonaryo Quiz B has been such a fun ride to
Yeah.
watch. Congratulations to the entire prod team. Of course, to David Saldrana, our wonderful moderator and
Of
host.
course.
And what a start. This, for me, just the beginning.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when we guested him here way back when, excited ako for the prospect of, uy, paano kung tayo sumali, no? And then after watching the first few episodes, and it's like, oh my God, di ko to kaya. So, ayun.
Parang sa singing competition na lang ako sasali with so much confidence.
Oo.
Pero sa quiz, wait lang.
Oh my gosh.
But congratulations to UP.
Yeah.
Si George may the fearless
What a
forecast. Sabi
sweet-
niya, baka, I'm sure UP ang mananalo. Because we have all UP students, but UP-LB one, of course.
Yeah.
Ian is from UP-LB. So congratulations to you guys.
Pauwi
Yay.
na lang kami sa UAP. Pauwi na lang yung Lasal doon. Pero last time, talo din kami sa UP.
Looking forward to the next season of Bilyonaryo Quiz B. Now, Pao, up next, the World Health Organization raises awareness on patient safety as it becomes a growing global public health challenge. That conversation on health matters with Doc Noel Reyes after the break. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. back. You're still tuned in to Beautiful Day. World Patient Safety Day is commemorated every mid-September to raise awareness on standards of care and reduce patient harm globally. As health systems operate in increasingly complex environments, patient safety becomes a growing global public health challenge. Let's talk about that on Health Matters. And we are joined today by Dr. Noel Reyes via Zoom. Beautiful day, Doc Noel. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning, Paul and Anne, and to all the listeners and viewers of your show.
Doc, could you begin by telling us what exactly are we celebrating? What exactly is patient safety, and why is it gaining so much attention globally?
Well, the theme for this year's celebration is safe care for newborn and every child. It focuses on the importance of creating safe, a supporting environment for children's health and development from birth through their childhood. Of course, the meaning of patient safety is a patient goes to the hospital for treatment and care. However, due to some unavoidable circumstances or negligence, the hospital, of course, probably is responsible for ensuring that their staff is well equipped and well trained to provide the necessary care. And there are so many issues involved in terms of safety, like for example, the failure to monitor, medication errors, surgical mistakes, infection that is coming from the hospital itself, and we can also add inadequate staffing.
Well, Doc, na-mention nga namin kanina that we are considering this as a growing global public health challenge. Dito sa Pilipinas po, do you feel that it is a problem or it is an issue that needs more awareness? If you would go back even a few weeks or a few months ago, there would be some medyo high-profile cases wherein some people would complain about the lack of care, lack of service, or even the patient safety when regards to how they are treated in hospitals. This is not just limited, of course, to yung mga children and newborn. Dito sa Pilipinas po, do you feel that the World Patient Safety Day should be observed more?
Yes, not only in compliance with the WHO policies and programs, but also for our own healthcare delivery system. It is actually mandated by the Department of Health already that each hospital should establish its own patient safety committee, which reviews, probably develop programs and policies to improve and to eliminate any consequences of negligence in terms of patient safety.
So, Doc, this year's theme for World Patient Safety Day is safe care for every newborn and every child. So, why the need to highlight stronger measures to protect them? Why are children more vulnerable? And what can be done right now to protect children and newborn?
Well, and every child has the right to safe, quality health care from the very beginning. Newborns and young children face higher risk due to their rapid development, evolving health needs, and of course the different patterns. They rely on adults to speak up and make decisions for them. Now, in the Philippines, if the treatment that should be given to the child is dependent upon the parents who are, of course, maybe their finances are not well off, they're not well off, then the treatment might be delayed. So these factors usually make them more susceptible to harm. If care is not specifically adapted to their age, their size, their health condition, and of course the context. Can you just imagine a single safety incident that can happen on a newborn or child can have a lifelong consequences since they're just starting their life. So it's quite important that every child that the patient safety starts from newborn. this year's theme really focuses on that. No, that's why the Patient Safety Day is dedicated to ensuring safe care for every newborn and child, with a special focus on from birth to 9 years old.
Doc, in your personal experience, especially when you work with your colleagues or of course with certain hospitals, syempre there are certain situations wherein the standards are not necessarily maintained for one reason or the other. I'm playing devil's advocate here, Doc. When you hear stories like that, what are typically the reasons why these standards of care are bypassed, or there are moments wherein the doctors themselves or maybe even some of the staff fall short in terms of keeping the patient, regardless of being a child or a newborn or an adult, safe?
Yeah, let's talk about standards of care. No? For us to be able to maintain and sustain a high standard of care, there must be we have to engage in continuing education for our staff, utilizing evidence-based principles and practices, ensuring effective communication between the management, the staff, participating in quality improvement initiatives, and of course focusing on patient-centered care. Now let's look at the first one, engaging in continuing education. If we have a lack of staff in our government hospital, we tend to prolong their shifts or make them come to work frequently because there's no staff to take care of this. Now, how would you now schedule them for continuing training? Saan natin sisingit na mag-train pa sila, mag-capacitate pa sila?
Yes.
So sometimes the skills become stagnant, the knowledge, information become stagnant because of course now it's very common that sometimes the quality of the care gets compromised by the quantity of who are they taking care of, so many, so that's one measure probably that is evident here in the Philippines. Me being the medical center chief of the National Center for Mental Health, I'm not really excuse sa ganun, the staffs are the turnover of our, let's just take for example the nurses. As you all know, the turnover rate of the nurses once they get the training for, let's be specific, for mental health nursing or psychiatric nursing, they all look for greener pastures abroad.
Yes.
Because they already are certified, and that would mean that the hospital now should appoint or employ another newly graduate, and we have to train them again, for us to be confident that they are really skilled in taking care of our service users. So that's the one of the, I don't believe that I really don't like to think that the hospitals here in the Philippines are bypassing something.
Yes.
Maybe they are adjusting, they are really trying their best to provide the necessary services at kung di man nila maabot ang high standard of care, then they are really pushing themselves to provide a more may standard pa din ng care, because the Department of Health is really providing and establishing these standards that should be done across all.
Doc, I just want to jump in here because syempre we are now talking about, you mentioned it a while ago, that minsan na-overwhelm yung mga hospitals natin, yung mga healthcare providers natin dahil sa yung load nila, maybe extended hours. But Anne, we were talking just a while ago about one of the viral moments last August, I believe.
Yes, that's right, Doc. In August kasi, there was a social media post about a hospital here in Manila that went viral, sparking conversations on standard of care here in the country that included alleged delays, scarcity of doctors, and disorganizations in the hospital. What can you say about this, Doc? And ano ba ang pwede nating gawin para maiwasan natin itong parang hospital negligence?
Yes. When what constitutes hospital negligence? So there are so many factors, and one of them probably the one who, if you fail to deliver the standard of care, then it may be deemed a medical negligence. No, I guess when we say kasi na standards of care, it's a legal term. No,
Yes.
It's not a medical care. It's not a medical term. It's a legal term. No?
Yes po.
Yeah. Whether the provider, the hospital, has taken acceptable and reasonable, prudent care, of the patient's need.
But Doc, so I just want to jump in there kasi we all know that especially in high emotional situations wherein patients and especially their families are in a period of distress considering if something does have a turn. How can you, at least from a medical practitioner's point of view, Doc, assure them in a way that their needs are being taken care of to the best of your abilities, considering that minsan mahirap nga that there are some people who would be a bit more emotional than others with regards to unfortunate incidents and of course unfortunate situations when it comes to their loved ones.
Yes, Paolo. The communication that should be very effective. No, we have to understand our staff should be understanding enough, empathizing more on the relatives, because it is the relatives who is in need of being taken care of. No, and they are quite impatient. No. Especially if they see a long queuing of patients in the emergency room. But that's the reality, no. They are all hospitals, I believe, are understaffed, no, and we are really trying our best to provide the necessary care and treatment for them. But yes, the staff should, include, effective communication, and empathizing with the relatives.
All right.
And they should be skillful enough to convey what is really happening, what is their assessment of the case, so that the relatives can understand what is about to happen or what's about to take place.
Doc, we understand that it's a very difficult profession, a very difficult job, and sometimes medyo thankless minsan, especially
patient. Yeah.
especially when it comes to certain situations. But
Maybe like you don't get
yeah.
enough appreciation from some people.
Yes.
Diba? They don't see the side na yun nga, understaffed, all these problems.
yeah. Well, that's one of the reason why we're also having World Patient Safety Day,
Exactly.
diba, Doc? But of
Yes.
course, before we let you go, Doc, we first of all we wish you all the luck, especially when dealing with your patients, and of course with all the problems that many hospitals have. You mentioned most, if not all, are understaffed.
That's
but
true.
of course, we want to end things on a more positive note here, Anne.
Yes, our show is called Beautiful Day, Doc. What makes your day beautiful?
Seeing that everything is okay in the hospital, that we are achieving our mandate, fulfilling our mandate for our patient users. As you know, that the National Center for Mental Health, we are seeing the marginalized in terms of the patient care. So the way we provide, and just to add, that for this week, the National Center for Mental Health has a week-long celebration for the Patient Safety Day. It starts on Tuesday, tomorrow, with the National Immunization Program and Newborn Screening. And then on Thursday, there's be a Patient Safety and Healthcare Quality Forum. This is in collaboration with the UP Manila Program for Health Quality and Patient Safety. It will be via Zoom. So you're all invited with this healthcare quality forum. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for what you do, and thank you so much for your time, Doc Noel Reyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Doc. Appreciate you. So after the break, we'll talk about how the furniture and charcoal industries in Nueva Vizcaya can continue to provide livelihood while also helping protect our forests.
Plus, our horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So stay with us. More of Beautiful Day when we return.
Welcome back. You're still watching Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, the furniture and charcoal industries are vital sources of livelihood in Nueva Vizcaya. But with this economic opportunity also comes the challenge of ensuring our forests are protected and our resources used responsibly. To share with us how the DENR is strengthening partnerships with these industries for a more sustainable future, we are joined via Zoom by DENR Regional Executive Director, Ms. Gwendolyn Bambalan. Magandang umaga, Ms. Gwen. Thank you so much for joining us on Beautiful Day.
Yeah, thank you also, Mr. Paula, for inviting us here to your program to discuss and share our ongoing initiatives on how to promote the sustainable use of our forest resources through the furniture and handicraft industry in the region. As you mentioned, it's only Nueva Vizcaya, but actually this is a region-wide initiative, Sir Paolo.
Well, it's a region-wide initiative po, but I want to focus first on, kasi just looking at it from the outside looking in, medyo counterintuitive when you talk about furniture and charcoal industries trying to be a bit more sustainable when it comes to forestry po. So what is the partnership about when it comes to these industries and making sure that there is responsible forestry happening in the region po?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. Actually, we have about 613 all over the region. So when we say the Region 2, that covers the provinces of Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, and Nueva Vizcaya. So we have 613, and unfortunately, only a handful have secured permits for the use of their banso or the equipment that they use in the processing of the lumber or bleaches into furniture and handicraft. So that's why we partnered with the Department of Trade and Industry, the Department of Science and Technology, DILG, because they have the oversight supervision among local government units which issue the business permits. Even DOLE, because DOLE has to ensure that the industry has also some use or is compliant with the occupational health safety among the workers, to include also the daily wage rate that they're supposed to receive from the owners of this industry. And we're even exploring on how we can really ensure the incorporation of the environmental clearances in the issuance of the business permits by the local government units. So that is the intent of this undertaking. We really have to work with our partners to ensure that the furniture and handicraft and even the charcoal, no, that our local communities supposedly somehow, no, ito yung source ng kanilang livelihood, will be sustained and will not compromise environmental protection as they go on with this kind of livelihood.
Ms. Gwen, you mentioned it a while ago that there are around 613 owners, businessmen, but then you're only able to actually reach a little more than 100 po. Ano po ang mga biggest challenges niyo po with in terms of reaching out, in terms of being able to involve them in your efforts, especially when it comes to environmental protection?
Well, probably because of our limited reach also to these furniture industries, medyo kulang po tayo ng personnel to go into the individual inventory of all these industries. But right now, we are now working with our partner agencies so that we can increase our reach. Like for instance, in terms of the business permit that will be issued by the local government units, we are now preparing our position paper that if possible, the requirements on the BANSO, which is a regulation under Republic Act 9175, will form part of the requirements that they cannot issue business permit unless otherwise the equipment that they use are duly permitted by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. And in so doing, we are assured of the legal sources of timber or lumber that they're going to use in the processing or in the manufacturing of this furniture or this handicraft, and even the wood that the communities are using for their charcoal.
Ms. Gwen, we're showing pictures right now a while ago of yung mga consultation po with the stakeholders when it comes to these industries. What were their biggest concerns, or at least the biggest myths that you had to bust po when it comes to collaborating and working with the DENR?
Yes, we admit that somehow, no, parang we have less priority in terms of monitoring this industry. Yung mga local manufacturing natin or manufacturers natin ng handicraft and even furniture. So right now we are refocusing kumbaga na mabigyan din sila ng kaukulang atensyon. And one of the issues that was actually raised during the consultation was the old equipment that they use now ay wala pong kaukulang resibo na kasi sa katagalan na ng panahon, no? And some of them also have to repair, to fix it. So some of the parts ay hindi na po yung original. So we are now reviewing our policy on how we can address this, because our intention is really to ensure legality and that they continue operating, because that's also one of the major industries here in the region. As I have mentioned, 613 na manufacturers will be affected talaga kung i-strictly enforce natin yung regulations sa chainsaw, which requires receipts and other documents. So yun po ang pinapa-aralan pa namin ngayon sa aming legal office in coordination, of course, with the Forest Management Bureau.
Well, of course, we could go very deep into the equipment, including some of the other existing laws that already are in place, including transport permits, like you mentioned, chainsaw registration. But ma'am, I also want to focus on the need for interagency collaboration, because as you mentioned, medyo mababa kayo in terms of yung priority in actually regulating some of these industries. So what needs to be done po from the DENR perspective to be able to ensure that the sustainable efforts, or at least making of sustainable forestry, more of a reality in the region po?
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Now, as I have mentioned, we started already our consultation meetings with the furniture industry makers and also the handicraft and even the charcoal making groups. So, ang ano namin dito is we really have to work closely with the Department of Trade and Industry, because unfortunately, as we reviewed the profiles of the different furniture makers, some of them do not even have registration with the DTI, no? And also with their respective local government units. So, inisa-isa namin ito, and that's why we are just circulating the draft memorandum of understanding, or agreement rather, with the different agencies, and that's why we might probably hold another meeting to finalize it and schedule the MOA signing already, so that we can keep track of the development now. As I have told the Department of Trade and Industry, we will probably provide a grace period for this industry to comply, because our intent is really for them to become green market supposedly, because as I have mentioned, Region 2 is actually in the past years ay ito po ang one of the lagging industries ng
Yes.
Pilipinas, no? So instead of logs now, however, we're converting it to furniture, which is a high value products already. That's why DTI is also supporting them. So ito yung focus namin. Now we have to ensure that the permits will really require yung mga environmental clearances, not only transport, not only chainsaw registration, but even yung environmental regulations like permit to operate air because they are using machines.
Yes.
So among others, that's why we have to work closely and work collaboratively with our partner agencies. And we're happy to note that they're very supportive. While DTI is focused on ensuring the supposedly yung pag-ayos ng mga industries na ito, but they have to understand also that we have environmental regulations to comply. So masaya naman kami, at least nagkaroon kami ng common and direction on this. And even the DILG is open to our submitting the position paper that if possible, i-incorporate nila yung chainsaw permit before they will grant the applicant, no? Yung furniture maker ng business permit. Unfortunately, at present daw kasi, it doesn't form part of their citizens charter. So,
Yes.
per regulation din kasi, we could not add requirements. Kaya yun ang ano namin, we are submitting that position paper to the anti-red tape authority for it to be reviewed, no, revisited, and sana makonsider na it can form part of additional one requirement only. Because kung maipasok kasi natin yung chainsaw permit as one requirement, maganda na po yun dahil part of the requirements din ng chainsaw permit is really to have legal source or sources of lumber before
Yes.
we can issue it.
Yes, Ms. Gwen.
So yun po itong interconnectedness nito, Sir Paolo, na maganda kung maipasok siya sa mainstream regulation ng isang agency para hindi na yung every now and then nandun kami magmo-monitor given the number of personnel we have also to do the monitoring.
Yes,
And
Ms. Gwen.
also to increase the appreciation of our furniture makers that the intent really is to ensure sustainability. Kasi kung wala na po silang source of lumber or source of timber,
Yes po, it
mawawala
will
na
be
po
it will be
itong,
difficult po as
yes,
you're mentioning.
that's
We're
why
talking
we
about
will also
Yes, Ms.
in
Gwen,
our-
apologies po, but we have to cut you off due to lack of time. But then, grabe po yung passion niyo po when it comes to yung sustainable forestry, especially helping these industries. Hopefully, we can have you again some other time po to really dive into it. But
Yeah.
for the meantime po, we just have to thank you for your insights for the meantime. Thank you so much for coming on, and hopefully, we can have you again soon. Maraming salamat po.
thank you so much, Sir Paolo, also for having us here.
No worries po. Now, that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. And back to you.
Thank you, Pao. Now, is today going to be a lucky day for us or not? Let's go find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong araw na Lunes, September 15. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Panahon na para aminin ang feelings. Ang tahimik mong kilos ay napapansin na, yellow at 1. Ox naman tayo, chill ka lang muna. Patahimikin ang puso bago pumasok sa bagong relasyon. Purple at 6. Tiger naman tayo, iwasan ang pagmamadali o pagmamaneho kung ikaw inaantok, lalo na pag gabi na. Orange at 7. Kay Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, may matatapos kang task. Mahirap ito, pero maganda ang reward yan. Green at 4. Kay Dragon naman tayo, truth hurts. Maging bukas sa feedback. Silver at 2. Kay Snake naman tayo, simpleng harutan ang magpapalakas sa koneksyon nyo. Sana all! Blue at 3. Sa mga Year of the Horse naman, cool off muna para mas lalo kayong magkaintindihan. Gray at 8. Kay Year of the Sheep naman tayo, makiramdam sa tahimik niyang kilos. Tandaan, actions speak louder than words. White at 9. Kay Year of the Monkey naman tayo, panatiling malinis ang kuko mga nails mo, lalo na sa panahon ng maulan. Purple at 5. Kay Year of the Rooster naman tayo, uminom ng sabaw na may luya kung nanlalambot ang katawan. Health is wealth. Red at 6. Kay Year of the Dog naman tayo, magbayad na ng utang kahit small amount pa yan. Bago may magalit, gold at 7. At kay Year of the Pig naman tayo, minsan, mas nakakakilig ang simpleng mga effort kesa sa mga grand na mga gestures. Green at 8. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. Before we move on, we have a lot of messages sent through Facebook and YouTube, a lot of viewers and listeners. So let's say hi to them. Nicolas Gordo says, welcome back, Pao.
Thank
have
you.
a beautiful day and the positive vibe, banter, and witty repartee. Mo and George filled up your absence with the ever-bubbly Anne. So thank you, Nicolas. And
like
John
him.
Victor says, good morning, watching on YouTube, Blast TV, and earlier on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Also, please greet me in advance. Happy birthday to me on September 21. Happy
Hey,
birthday,
happy
John
birthday.
Victor!
John Victor, happy birthday.
September 21, yun yung Saturday yun, right? September 21st.
Balito ko may handa ka sa Luneta.
Sunday, oo. Yeah, so John Victor, happy birthday to you. Kasabay mo yung mga protest rallies against corruption.
Birthday niya yan.
Birthday.
Yan yung handa niya.
So
Oo.
pili ka, John Victor. Kung gusto mo sa Luneta, meron din actually sa EDSA. So you can choose kung saan ka. Huwag ka lang sasakay ng jeep kasi baka mahirapan ka dahil
Oo.
yung transport strike
Pero happy
hanggang
birthday.
21.
All joking aside, happy birthday.
But yes, happy birthday. Also saying hi to Chiki, who's counting down the days again before Christmas. 100 tulogs, according to Chiki. But I think it's 101 if you check on Google. Pero grabe, no? We are getting closer and closer to the most stressful time of the year. And my husband is actually sending us a message on YouTube. Kanina we were talking about Henry Cavill, Witcher,
Yes.
and he says Cavill is king of the nerds.
Yes, he is. He is. He really is. I agree with Alvin. You know, I like it because, you know, ever since I greeted him happy anniversary and happy birthday on behalf of you, feeling ko we're just that much closer.
Fine. Actions speak louder than words, sabi ni Master Hans.
Can I just say, I love Master Hans because minsan may mga horoscope talaga that really stick out there. Like yung mga Year of the Snake, yung mga maharot.
Maharot! Uy! Sana all maharot!
I swear, so much joy with Master Hans Kua. All right, I love this next topic we're gonna talk about here. In fact, kapasumin niya ng konti. Dito, around here, around the face area. All right, a bit closer.
Closer pa. Closer.
Now, if you've been thinking about getting a nose job, this might be your sign. On Health Matters, Doc Galen Perez shares the latest techniques about rhinoplasty after the break. Don't go away. Beautiful Day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Beautiful Day. Now, the doctor is in to talk about new techniques on rhinoplasty, as well as, or rather, answer frequently asked questions. For those thinking about getting a nose job, that conversation on Health Matters is up next. Now, we're joined today by Cosmetic Surgeon Dr. Galen Clark Perez. Beautiful day, Doc. How are you?
Yes, so it's a beautiful day, Sir Paolo and Isan.
It's so great to have you here live
Again.
in person.
Finally,
Oh,
Yes.
it's so nice to have you over. So let's go talk about this because when we talk about rhinoplasty, it's another term for basically nose jobs. people think that it's just cosmetic, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yes. So frequently, no, when we say nose job, no, it's we talk about nose enhancements, no. But aside from nose enhancements, we actually deal with patients that has functional problems. Those people with congenital deformities and patients with who encountered the previous trauma. So these are patients who needs rhinoplasty surgeries too. So it's classified as cosmetic and functional.
Okay.
So
So
that's your rhino.
there are different types of nose jobs, correct? Yeah, let's
that
talk
is
about
right.
that and yung purpose niya.
So, when we talk about nose jobs, no, and we focus on cosmetic enhancements, it's basically divided into two: your non-surgical nose enhancement and your surgical enhancement, rhinoplasty.
Okay.
So, for non-surgical rhinoplasty, we usually encounter the use of nose threads and fillers.
Yes.
Well, when we talk about the surgical rhinoplasty surgeries, no, we can hear about the use of silicone implant. No,
Yeah.
these are your synthetic or alloplastic materials. Your silicone, the Gore-Tex implant. No, that's actually a brand. That's EPTFE in the generic term for that. Right now, we also use your pure cartilage rhinoplasty by harvesting your own rib. And aside from that, the latest is actually now the use of the irradiated material.
Okay.
So when I say irradiated material, this is basically material coming from donor patients or animals. No, these are processed materials. No, which are readily available to be used. No, for as implant for your
Sorry, Doc.
nose.
Animals?
Yes, no. Your irradiated material is processed or has undergone no radiation and antibiotic treatments to make it safer, such as it won't make any reaction or it won't cause any reaction when it is put inside your body.
So you're getting cartilage from animals, is it correct?
Oh, yes. So that's what we call as a xenograph. No?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
xenograph
So this is kind of
material.
like yung remember when we had that guest about stem cell and then stem cells also coming from animals?
Yeah. Wait, sorry, Doc.
What animal in
I still cannot
particular?
get over the animal part. What animal?
So, we have equine donors. No?
Horse. Yeah.
So, yes, those are the donor
Animals.
yeah, animals, yes.
Okay.
So, it's just that when when you say, oh, this comes from animals, but when we actually talk about vaccines, no, these also came from what, animals.
Yeah. So
Or
it's
yung
not a
Botox
news
materials.
source. Yeah.
So
Yes,
it's not
yes.
unusual.
Yeah, it's not unusual.
Yes.
Napaisip lang ako. I'm like, what animal has a better nose than me?
Hindi
Napaisip lang
naman
ako
yata
eh.
yung nose yung kinukuha sa animal.
I know,
Some
di ba?
part
Pero
of it.
I just needed to clarify, di ba?
So you're
Mag-zoom
comparing
in. Wait, I
you're
just wanna clarify.
comparing-
Hindi rin
Sige.
gawa yung nose ko, ha? For those wondering, Doc, pasensya na po. Where were we?
So you're comparing your nose to a horse's nose. Ano ba yan, Paolo? But anyway, Doc, because we are seeing these videos that we're showing on screen, sinusulatan yung nose. Can you walk us through the entire procedure in layman's terms, from initial consultation to surgery day until the healing process?
Okay, so most of the patients that I encounter with rhinoplasty surgery, of course, these are patients who have issues with the bridge of their nose,
Yeah.
the tip of their nose, the alars, the columella, and the nostrils.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm talking about cosmetic enhancements.
Okay, sige.
Okay. So now, when we try to understand about our nose, no, it's actually made up of the bone. The middle thirds is cartilage, and the lower thirds is also cartilage.
Okay.
So, for some decades, no, or a few decades ago, we've been using no silicone implant to augment the nose.
Okay.
But now, with the improvements, no, over the years, we've actually now, no, improved on the use of your own cartilage.
Okay.
Now, of course, no, with the use of cartilage, no, some patients really lacks this cartilage. They don't have strong cartilage, no. That's why we usually advise them, no, to the use of their own rib cartilage
Okay.
for their
Okay.
rhinoplasty surgeries.
Okay.
Okay. So the technique is called actually it's called structural rhinoplasty.
Okay.
So it's a reconstructive technique to actually project the nose and use the same cartilage to augment the bridge of your nose.
So, sa consultation, Doc, these are all explained to your patient.
Yes, so when we have a consult, no, initially dapat nalalaman muna natin kung ano talaga yung pinaka-concern ng patient. No?
Okay.
So when the patient comes in, we need to understand na, okay, ito po yung problem ko sa bridge, the tip of my nose, the alars, no? So these are the areas where to address, no? That specific rhinoplasty procedure.
Okay.
So yan yung mga areas kung saan natin i-improve, no? By doing this type of surgery.
You know, Doc, it feels like there's a certain degree of artistry behind
Yes,
it, of
no?
course, diba? Kasi, syempre, it's one thing to describe the nose that you want or maybe even have a peg. Pero
Yes.
as a practitioner, Doc, when does the craftsmanship come in when it comes to trying to give the nose that your patient wants, considering, especially kapag cosmetic yung pinag-uusapan?
Well, in my opinion and based on my experience, no, I feel that you really need to understand what the patient wants and needs, no, for his or her nose. So, iintindihin natin saan ba siya nagkakaroon ng anxiety, no? So, ano yung area na gusto nating i-address for that patient, no? Para malaman natin kung ano yung mga areas where to address that for her rhinoplasty procedure.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, Doc, like many artists, normally may cost for revision or kapag may kailangan ayusin, is that still something to consider sa rhinoplasty? Kasi there are a few people who have multiple nose jobs or at least rhinoplasty surgeries.
Yes, Sir Pao. So I get patients from previous rhinoplasty surgeries already, no? These are done by other doctors, no? And well, when we talk about the next, no, procedure for them, we need the thorough evaluation of their case, no? So aside from that, no, I usually advise them, no, the possible risk and complications, and aside from that, I need to make them understand na she already had previous surgery, and what we are trying to do is correct those previous issues that already happened. No? So most commonly, no, I get patients from the use of synthetic implants like silicone and Gore-Tex implant. Replace that with pure cartilage.
Pure
rhinoplasty.
cartilage. Okay.
So,
the
parang
rhinoplasty.
ina-update.
Parang ina-update.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Doc, we have so many questions.
I know we have, but we're actually running out of time. But
Yes.
I wanted to ask this: is it true, Doc, that when you have your nose done, you also have to have you have to fix also other parts of your face, let's say the jaw. Kasi sabi nila, if you change the shape of your nose, then it changes the symmetry of the face. Is that accurate?
Well, yes, it's because of what we call as the facial harmony or the
Okay.
balance of our face, no? So there is a certain parang ratio or aspect of that face, no, to achieve harmony. And part of that, no, when we actually assess the patient, no, nasasabi na natin na you also need to have this done or this
Okay.
procedure done to somehow produce a balanced outcome, no,
Okay.
for that harmony that you are looking for.
So parang sunod-sunod na pala siya. You have your nose done, and then you need to have your... Kasi I have a
Your
friend
chin.
also who had her nose done, and then ang recommendation nga ng doctor niya is to have the chin done as well. Kasi nga, to balance yung symmetry of the face.
Yeah, so either the chin, they also want their buccal fat removed, no, they want more forehead augmentation, no, so that is to achieve facial harmony.
Okay.
So that's the answer.
My pahabol question to that is, kung kunwari, the procedure is not really for aesthetic, more on functional, di ba? You said two purposes. Are these also necessary, the other treatments that are needed to make your face look symmetrical?
Well, not exactly, because for patients with functional problems, most of these are patients that are having breathing problems.
Okay.
So it's more focused on on a certain structure which we call the septum. No?
Okay.
It's either the septum or the structure inside of our nose. Most likely the turbinates. No, so those are the possible structures that can cause obstruction.
Okay.
Doc, sorry ha.
So many things to talk
So
about.
many things.
I wish
Actually,
we had more
we're gonna
time.
talk to you after the show even more. But Doc, before we let you go, we normally ask this one question. What
Yes.
makes your nose... sorry. Ano nga ba? What's our last question?
The show is called Beautiful Day. What makes your day beautiful, Doc?
Oh, everything about life. So yeah,
A beautiful nose daw.
a beautiful nose for your
I like that. Thank you so much, Doc.
for confidence.
Yes,
Ladies and gentlemen,
true.
Doc Perez, do look him up if you are interested in having a rhinoplasty. And of course, you have more questions, send them his way. And that's a wrap on our show this Monday, September 15. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Ann Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!